Hi, so I've been playing GD for a while now, and one big aspect of the game for me growing up was the gauntlets. Now if you're unaware, the gauntlets are very similar to the islands in Geometry Dash World, where you have 5 levels you have to beat in order to beat the gauntlet and get the cool sick prize at the end. The Chaos Gauntlet specifically is a pretty unique one, as it functions as a key part in the ongoing Geometry Dash lore between RobTop and the various Vault Keepers. Beating the Chaos Gauntlet will grant you one of 3 keys required to free the Demon Guardian, which is a pretty crucial part of uncovering the mysterious GD lore. Now unlike the GD World Islands, the gauntlets are made up by levels made by the community, which seems to be the main reason why everybody hates them, unless you're A on air.
I diagnose you with Scarlet Surge. It's not a bad level, come on dude.
1. All the levels in the GD World Islands are made by RobTop, and those are pretty consistent deco and gameplay wise. However, when we look at the consistency within the gauntlets, let's just say that some levels are more consistent theming and gameplay wise than others. So now that we know a little bit about the gauntlets and why they're so disliked, I decided that I was going to rebeat the Chaos Gauntlet to actually see whether or not it's worthy of all the hate. Alright, hi. I have to record some gameplay footage for this video, and in order to do so, I will have to rebeat the Chaos Gauntlet. Don't really have any expectations, but I would like to revisit these levels and sort of give an idea of whether or not they are actually as bad as they seem. We got 5 beautiful levels here: Anubis, Scarlet Surge, Drippy Dub, Kappaclysm, and Dark Drop. I guess let's just get started with Anubis. Alright, Anubis by Adale. You can already see that a lot of people hate the first level, so that's a good start. This guy really does not like this level. So let's just get into it. Now, my expectations going to Anubis were pretty low, but I had some hope that this level would turn out alright. Seems like your everyday hard level. I do like the movements and the block design. I think that's pretty cool. The song choice is quite fitting for the chaos theming, I guess. Now, for the consistency of theming, the Chaos Gauntlet doesn't really have much limitations, as the chaos idea can be really explored in many different ways. All the levels sort of portray chaos in like a different way, which is it's kind of cool. I kind of like that aspect. In the case of Anubis, the chaotic yet upbeat song choice, as well as the movements of the block design, makes it pretty fitting as the first level of the Chaos Gauntlet. This level does not seem that bad. I'm sure there's some like more slightly harder sections of this level, but I mean, it actually seems quite readable. For the gameplay consistency, there's no really big issues that stood out for me other than the somewhat dated gameplay, and similarly for the coins, they're pretty well hidden while giving subtle hints, and getting them offers an extra challenge while maintaining the overall balancing. Alright, cool. Honestly, that was kind of fun. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, the song was kind of a banger, and I got 3 coins out of it, so yeah, that was fun. In terms of why people hate this level specifically, lack of playtesting, I don't know what this guy's complaining about, but probably because of the difficulty. After actually beating it, I can say that in terms of the difficulty, it is not that hard. Do like 2 minutes of practice, like the whole level, and then you'll pretty much be fine. In terms of like the inconsistency, there's only a couple parts. In general, I think this level is pretty good. So with that out of the way, we have Anubis done. Let's get into the next level, Scarlet Surge. Alright, so Scarlet Surge, a little harder. We have a 6-star here. It is a XL level. Let's see why people hate this. So first off, unnecessarily long. Okay, people seem to compare it to Generation Retro. The gameplay is bad. It's hard. Let's do a playthrough. Let's just see if this level really is worthy of all the hate. So going into Scarlet Surge, I was immediately surprised by the level's creative use of pulsing. Ooh, okay. Already, I do like this decoration, I will say. This in combination with the simplistic 1.9 deco and the 8-bit-ish sounding music blends in pretty well. If there's only one thing I wish this level had more of, it would probably be more background decoration and diverse colors other than red and black. Alright, look, okay. I know the level is called Scarlet Surge. You could have at least picked one other color other than bright red and black, okay? At least add in some light orange or something. I think it's safe to say that us as a community has seen enough red levels for now. I mean, the only complaints I kind of have so far is just kind of with the deco. I feel like they could have done more with like background stuff, but I mean, other than that, I think this level is kind of great actually. Gameplay wise, the level's pretty consistent with the difficulty, and I had no real issues with the readability, as the level does actually have indicators for some of the blind jumps, and the pulses in the deco are pretty non-detrimental to the gameplay. Overall, I found this level to be quite a fun experience, and I would actually highly recommend you guys check this one out, as it probably is actually one of my personal favorites from this gauntlet. Alright, that was very good actually. I actually like this one a lot. Don't really have any issues with this. Most of the gameplay isn't that hard, so it makes playing this level feel not as long. In terms of bad gameplay, most of the gameplay in this level is pretty sight readable other than a select few blind jumps, which even then they do have indicators. I would just say like playing through this was pretty smooth overall. If it's too hard, like just play a different game, dude. Like I don't know what to say. So next up we have Drippy Dub. It's another 6-star. It's a lot shorter. Let's see, wasn't ready for something so easy after Scarlet Surge. Okay, people seem to like this one a lot more. Best map in the Gauntlet. Doesn't seem like people really hate this level. My expectations are pretty high. I hope this level lives up to them. And they certainly did. To sum up, Drippy Dub is pretty much what you would expect from really any early 2.1 harder level. The deco and gameplay are consistent and match the song throughout the level, and I didn't really personally have any complaints about the level, and it seems like everyone else didn't really either. However, I do somewhat struggle to really see the chaos element to this level other than the mix of styles of the block design, and the fact that pretty much every level made at this time looked exactly the same. I doubt it was really an explicit design choice. Some highlights for this level are probably the smooth ass transition before the drop and the second coin, but other than that, Drippy Dub is generally a pretty good level, so I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Alright, cool. That was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought the song, it wasn't my favorite, but it's probably just because it's not really my taste. Drippy Dub seems like an actually pretty widely received to be a good level. So yeah, I mean, congratulations, Danolex. You made the GD community happy. Number 4, Kappaclysm. Just by the name, I feel like this is a Kappaclysm style level or something. Let's see why people don't like this. This level is hard. Looks like the dual ship is also hard. Unbalanced seems like. Let's do a practice run and try and beat this. See if this is really that bad. Kappaclysm. This level definitely captures the Kappaclysm style very well with its iconic parts such as the wave mazes, low light up parts, and of course the dual ship, while adding some subtle additions such as the hexagon patterns and these cool stars. I like the Kappaclysm styling of it. Just seems kind of like a way easier Kappaclysm so far, so I like this light up part. Definitely does remind me a lot of Kappaclysm. The level also mixes in some original parts with the beginning Cuban ball, as well as the interspliced sections between the drop, which blends in pretty well alongside the Kappaclysm remake elements. As for the gameplay itself, it remains mostly as original 6-star gameplay while semi-replicating some aspects of Kappaclysm. I mean, even the light up part remake puts its own spin on the gameplay with the slow UFO section. For the balancing, I wouldn't say that the Kappaclysm bits really hurt the difficulty as much, other than the slightly more tight structuring in the slow UFO part, but with the least amount of practice with really any of these levels, pretty much anyone should be able to beat them without a problem. Overall, for a level inspired by Kappaclysm, I thought Kappaclysm definitely encapsulates the chaotic decoration and gameplay of Kappaclysm, which fits pretty in line for being 4th in the Chaos Gauntlet. Nothing really else to say about this level other than finding the don't need to rest part at the end being a nice touch as an homage to the original. Alright, there we go. Kappaclysm finished. In terms of the difficulty, I personally didn't find it to be all that difficult. In terms of the unbalanced and inconsistent dual ship criticisms, I can see it being inconsistent if you don't align the duels with the platforms at the bottom, which maybe isn't as obvious, so I guess that is sort of a valid criticism. But in terms of the unbalanced nature, it's really not all that unbalanced. I thought this was a pretty good level. Like, I kind of like the other ones better, but not to undermine the level. I do like all of these levels so far. Let's get into the final level here, Dark Drop by Alkali. This is a 7-star, little harder than the other ones. It has 3 coins, which I will be excited to get this time. Let's see why people hate it so much. How is this only 7 stars? Bad level, worst generation retro. The 36%, some weird clicks, I guess. Let's get into Dark Drop and see what's up. Dark Drop, the final level in the Chaos Gauntlet, and I would say does remain as the most chaotic out of the 5. The fast-paced gameplay as well as the flashy movements and decoration pair hand in hand with the intense yet somewhat dated dubstep music. The coins, much like the other levels, play smoothly with the gameplay and offer an extra challenge for all you coin grinders out there. Even though this gameplay is maybe a bit dated, I don't think it's like all that bad. In terms of why people dislike this level, it seems to be more centered towards the gameplay, which I do understand understand, as the transition from older, more structured gameplay to a more modern, fast-paced, quick gameplay switching flowish style is somewhat of a step up from the other levels, and is also more expected from an easier 8-star. Though I would say that this is kind of expected, as it is the last level of the Chaos Gauntlet, as gracefully shown by the noticeable giant evil skull. But on a serious note, Dark Drop is an overall pretty great level that serves as a fitting challenge to end the Chaos Gauntlet with a bang. The level is also one of my personal favorites from this gauntlet, so I would highly recommend you guys to go check out this one as well. Alright, GG's. Gauntlet rebeaten? I actually really like the gameplay. Now to get into some criticism. For one, the level being a bit harder than it should be. I can kind of somewhat agree with this, since the gameplay is kind of like a different style compared to other levels in this gauntlet. In terms of like the overall balancing, I don't think it's all that bad. Just like practice. That's all I'm asking for, basically. If you really think something is so hard, maybe, just maybe, it's a sign that you need to practice it more in the practice mode. Alright, in terms of the weird 36%, honestly I kind of forgot what's even at 36% here. Oh, I see, 36, this weird transition period. Okay, they have jump indicators literally there for you to tell you when to jump. My best advice for all of you out there who are struggling with gauntlets right now, okay, there is a part that is confusing, that doesn't make sense, that seems almost a little more harder than the rest of the level. Use practice mode, okay? I know it's like, oh, it takes too much time, use it, okay? That's the whole point of what practice mode is for, and I guarantee you, the more that you use practice mode, the more you're going to be able to sight read levels easier, okay? It's gonna improve your playing skill a lot better than just sitting there and trying to go from normal mode and dying to the same thing over and over again. All right, that's my advice. So yeah, I mean, there's the Chaos Gauntlet. Maybe it's just me, but I don't really see any of these levels as really bad. So if I were to rank the 5 gauntlets here, I put Scarlet Surge at the top, definitely. I freaking love this level. Honestly, Dark Drop is, I would say, is pretty good. I put Dark Drop at 2nd, Drippy Dub at 3rd, Anubis at 4th, and Kappaclysm at 5th. I mean, yeah, that seems like pretty much it through my playthrough. Yeah, back to pre-recorded me. All right. So now, actually having rebeaten the Chaos Gauntlet, it's time for the big question of, does this gauntlet actually suck? Well, the answer is no. But looking back at these levels and actually seeing the level side by side with what people say, I will say that I do start to understand some of the minor gripes that people had with these levels, such as the dated gameplay. However, with all of these levels, I would say that most of the hate is pretty unjustified, as it really only takes like 5 minutes of practice to actually beat these levels. Seriously, if you're actually complaining about the difficulty of a 6-star, seems like you have a massive skill issue that you should really get checked. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say in order to defend this gauntlet. If you have any other hateable levels, make sure to let me know down below, as making this video is actually pretty fun. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more in the future, make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye bye.